Hi, this is Steve Clark for KLAM, Kawartha Lakes Alt Media, and this is what you see as you come up the driveway of the old Boyd house on top of the hill south of Bobcaygeon. What a beautiful cottage. And you can just see in the background there that which I have really come to film and take a little look at before the whole thing finally collapses in on itself is the old Boyd barn. But this property is absolutely gorgeous. You can see, or hear I should say, with all these lilacs and pines, there are very little road noise. So it's quiet and peaceful and sedate. I can just imagine sitting out on the veranda here or on the back porch with my guitar, singing a few songs, picking away. I think I'd have a garden over there though, right along that side. Sure, this was once a fantastically well producing apple tree. This is the back side of the house. Now, I'm walking around here quite freely because there's nobody living here anymore. So it affords a wonderful opportunity to take a little peek at this fantastic old barn. Look at this thing. You can see part of the wording is missing, but it says up there the estate, and the word Boyd is missing from that. Wonderful hindquarters of a cow matched with the amazing shoulders of a buffalo, and so you'd have a lot more meat of the same kind of animal that'll live on a rougher kind of forage. Unfortunately, what it turned out to be in the end was a pretty wild kind of breed that was scrawny and had no shoulders of a cow and no hind end of a buffalo. Anyways, in the wintertime, in the late winter or early spring, sorry, he would drive the cattle, these beefalo, out onto the Boyd Island, which is out in the centre of Pigeon Lake there, and he would yard them up in the centre, and it was for summer grazing. And as the ice melted, of course, it should have kept them all in, but as they were pretty wild, they were great swimmers, and so many of them escaped, and so Moss and Boyd built this barn with this widow's peak, and he did so to get up there and to see if the cattle or the beefalo had escaped, and go and take care of the problem. And of course they were escaping all the time. So he eventually gave up, and the head of his main sire, King Billy I think it is down in the Bobcaygeon Museum there. And so if you want to go and see him and see the whole story of the beefalo, it is down there, and an interesting story it is. Moss and Boyd actually was a very interesting chap, and he opened up this area, helped to build many of the dams and the locks that we now use, or have now been replaced actually by Trent 7, but yeah, it was all about lumber, all about getting those logs down. Well, I think you can get a picture of the dimensions of this barn. It is just huge. Chris was a marine mechanic. He used to store boats in here, and I think I'm just going to take a little peek through a crack there, and but no, I'm not going to climb that widow's peak to see if you can see the island. So here we are inside the barn. No boats in here now, and here is the rickety old stairs up into the widow's peak. Do I dare go up there? Oh, you know, they actually don't look in bad shape. I'll see you at the top. Ooh, halfway up. It's looking pretty high up here. I can just about touch the roof. And this is what you see when you get up here. But you can see right in the distance there, the island and the house. And all around the fields. What a place to espy from. Well, I'm glad I got a chance to come up here and take a look around, because you know, these old barns, look at the roof. Oh look, windows missing. You can see this roof, although it is good tin. I mean, this has got to be, this is from the 1890s, 1900s, so we're looking at 114 years. This barn has probably been here. And you know, it costs so much to maintain them. A lot of these things are slipping from our countryside. Another beautiful barn there off in the distance. And that's actually what I would like to do this year, is cycle around and just take still photographs of all the barns in this area. And of course there was an excellent sitting area here, so that you could sit up here with your girlfriend or your wife and have a little privacy. So now I have to descend with bifocals. That's a ship's stairway. That's so steep. Well, I'll see you at the bottom. Phew, made it. Now, I don't know if any of you are getting the impression as I'm walking around here and looking at the condition of this barn. You know, it goes to show you, you know, that beam is over 100 years old. And as long as you keep the water off it and you allow it to air out and generally protect it like this on the inside, it'll last virtually forever. I don't know if you can see up in the ceiling there the ropes and pulleys that have been used to move things backwards and forwards down this barn and to lift. But it is quite a design. So there's a couple of bicycles left up there. I think they're of a more modern era. But again, just take note of the size of this barn. What a beautiful bygone era. You know, as much as I love the 21st century and all that technology has to offer, there are parts of me that would just love to go back to horse-driven technology. You know, these guys were no slouches. They built some pretty interesting things. And of course you can see just through that hole another layer. We're on the first floor here. We've come out over a dip. And so now that's what I like to see. I don't know if you can. Look at this flying in and out through that window. They're going probably too fast to... Oh no, there you can see them. All the martins. I see those little piles of martin poop all over the place. I've obviously upset them. close to the nest maybe. Anyway, it's so nice to see these little birds doing well. I read a statistic the other day, and it said that we have lost over 50% of the world's sparrow population. And I mean, the sparrow is the most common bird worldwide. It can survive almost anywhere. And there's another nest. And we've done so much damage with pollution, with our poisons and our pesticides and our garbage and our radiation. We have culled more animals since the great extinction of the dinosaurs. And I don't think that's a legacy that we really need to be proud of, especially when things we are living in the 21st century, we know better. We are now being able to measure these things. There is a measurable damage to the environment, and we are part of that environment. If we damage that which sustains us, we will not be sustained ourselves. It's as simple as that. In fact, it doesn't get any simpler. I don't know if you can see this is a China owl. Obviously to try and keep the worst of the birds out of here, maybe the pigeons. Anyway, this has been a most interesting trip through the old Boyd barn. And I am grateful for the opportunity that was afforded to me to do this. And of course here is where the livestock must have been kept. All these amazing devices to move things. I'm sure there was heavy horses in here along with the beefalo. Yeah, we're down underneath the barn now. You know, it's amazing how wildlife just takes over, doesn't it, huh? No smoking in this barn by order. Good job too. That's probably why it's still here. And as we step out of the last century and back into the 21st century, we bid a fond farewell to the Boyd barn, its builders, their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations. I hope this keeps standing for a lot longer. Anyway, this is Steve Clark for KLAM signing off, and we'll see you next time.